Hi guys, welcome to Thursday's screencast. What we're going to be concentrating on is the nervous control of the cardiac cycle. So the cardiac cycle refers to or is a heartbeat. So the process of a heartbeat is known as the cardiac cycle. So the heart filling with blood and then the heart contracting and pumping blood out. That whole process is known as a cardiac cycle. You have a mechanical phase and an electrical phase, and the electrical phase is what we're going to be concentrating on, hence the nervous control of the cardiac cycle. First of all, there's two phases to an actual heartbeat. It's one of the phases called diastolic phase, which is the heart filling with blood. Then you have the systolic phase, which is the heart actually contracting. Okay, so just to get that into your head, it's not going to be part of your corner notes, but that is just the process. So diastolic phase is the heart filling with blood, systolic is the heart pumping the blood out, and that is known as the cardiac cycle. So one whole heartbeat. The corner notes you're going to need are the sinoatrial node, or the SA node, atrioventricular node, the AV node, the bundle of His, and the Purkinje fibres. Now please ensure you complete this for Thursday's lesson and you actually put in some key questions that are going to help you get these as answers. So next slide I'm actually going to be discussing what each one of these terms refers to. So first of all, here is a heart for you. Here's the right atrium, the right ventricle, left atrium, and the left ventricle here. So there's your four boxes as we've referred to in class before. And as you can see, you've got the SA node, or the sinoatrial node, the atrioventricular node here, the bundle of His, so these are these two branches down here, and then the Purkinje fibres of these branches at the end going up the ventricle walls. Now, you can refer, in your exam question, you can refer to the sinoatrial node as the SA node. So as soon as you've written down sinoatrial node for this, you can just refer to it as the SA node from now on. The same as the atrioventricular node can be known as the AV node. You don't have to remember those words. You can just have it as the AV node. First of all, the SA node. So this is the key information we need to know. It's located in the right atrial wall. So here's the right atrium. It's located in the wall of the right atrium. And the SA node generates the electrical impulse and fires it through the atrial walls, causing them to contract. Okay, so the SA node is what actually initiates a heartbeat, the electrical impulse that starts a heartbeat. So electrical impulse will start here at the SA node, go through the atrial walls, and it will cause the atrial walls to contract. When they contract, obviously blood is going to be forced down into the ventricle. So the atrioventricular node, or the AV node, this job here is to collect the impulse from the SA node, and delay it for approximately 0.1 seconds to allow the atria to finish contracting. So let me just go through this with you. Imagine this is filling with blood. Because this is filling with blood, blood is passively dripping into the ventricle, and the ventricle almost gets full. All of a sudden, an electrical impulse initiates here, the SA node, which causes the atrial walls to contract. Once it contracts, it forces blood into the ventricle. That message then gets sent to the AV node. The reason the AV node delays this actual message is so this atrial here can finish contracting and all the blood is now in the ventricle and the atrium is now empty because the AV node has delayed the impulse. So from the AV node, the message then runs down the bundle of His, which is located in the septum of the heart, and it has two branches. This side here, the right side, and then you have the left side as well. So all you need to know is the bundle of His located in the septum distributes the signal down the two sides, one off to the left ventricle and one of the impulses to the right ventricle. Finally, the Purkinje fibres, which are these parts here. These distribute the impulse through the ventricle walls, causing the ventricle walls to contract. Once the ventricle walls have contracted, that is the nervous control of the cardiac cycle. So, an extra impulse is initiated here, causes the atrial walls to contract, forces blood into the ventricle. The AV node then delays the impulse so that the atrium can finish contracting, so all the blood is now in the ventricle. Message gets sent down the bundle of His and splits into two, goes off the Purkinje fibres. The Purkinje fibres then distribute the impulse through the ventricle walls, causing the ventricle walls to contract, and that is a heartbeat. That is as simple as it gets. So here's a typical exam question. Explain the role of the atrioventricular node in the nervous control of the heart when exercising. Well, the role of the AV node would be to slow down the impulse from the SA node by 0.1 seconds to allow the atrial walls to finish contracting, so all blood is entering the ventricle, and that is it. So if you can get those key terms down for me, and then complete that, and I'll see you on Thursday.